welcome to episode 106 of the Character Unlocked podcast. My name's Brooker, and joining me as always is my good mate John.
Hello.
And my good mate Lee.
Hello.
And I wanted to invite like the 7 other people we've been playing co-op with this week, but thought they might get a bit crowded.
Maybe.
Good call.
Just a little.
And there's a lot of people calling other people cunts. So.
Also true.
Yeah, that was... I think it was mostly us, though.
I say it was mainly Lee and me, but let's not stick on the details. How is everyone?
We are good.
I'm good. You sound absolutely awesome today, mate. I hope you had a good day.
No, not at all. I'm fucking tired. I'm fine. I'm just tired, lads. So don't mind me. How's your new Xbox?
Fantastic, actually.
We haven't spoken about it since the last podcast.
No. Yeah, it's really good. It's fast as fuck.
Yeah.
It keeps catching me off guard how fast it is. I didn't even have time to fucking unlock my phone before the loading screens are finished half the time. Also keeps catching me out because I keep forgetting to close applications is the quick resume and how it's just everything just stays on. And because I've got it on instant power as well now, I'm coming back on and games. The last 3 or 4 games I've been playing are already at the title screen.
Nice.
It's brilliant. So yeah, really good.
Was it easy to set up?
Oh, it's a fucking piece of piss. It's easier than I think any other console I've ever had. I plugged it in. It said, "Have you got the Xbox app on your phone or whatever?" So I said, "Yes." It said, "Right, put this code in." Put the code in, and it did it all.
Superb.
It just signed me in, signed everything across, transferred my wireless, my Wi-Fi settings, I think, as well, and then just pretty much did everything for me.
Wow.
I'm jealous. I don't think my experience tomorrow is going to be quite as smooth as that.
Probably not.
It'll ask you if you've got the app, and then you'll say which one.
I've got like 4 PlayStation apps installed on my phone. I don't use any of them.
Well, they're pushing for just one now. Have you noticed the PS app? They're pushing it all to that one app now.
I have 5 PlayStation branded apps on my phone. I don't know why. I don't use any of them.
The interactivity between apps and consoles and stuff at PlayStation is very poor in comparison to how easy Xbox's is.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing what it does once the new box is here. But yeah, I don't suppose it'll be any better than it has been for the past 4 fucking years. But yeah, I on Xbox release day, I think John did the same. We kind of just sat there like refreshing the game website, hoping for new stock. That was a really productive work day.
Yes, it was.
But I managed to get one pre-ordered. But I'm pre-ordering something that's already out. I managed to get one pre-ordered for delivery somewhere between now and Christmas.
16th of December. So it's going to arrive in the next 30 days. Well, 28 now, actually.
Wow. Bring it on. I just want delivery notes so I know what time to book off work so I can start playing some games.
Yeah.
Actually, I just realised it's probably going to arrive on the fucking 16th. And lockdown permitting, on the 18th, I'm going up north.
Nice. Taking your Xbox with you.
Yeah. I might fucking have to. It's like, I'm going to have it for 2 days. And then I'm going to be out of the fucking city until, like, January. Like,
nice.
The second week. So it's... Yeah. Having lots of holiday to use up because I wasn't using any throughout the whole fucking year.
Nice.
Oh, well, I was going to come down over Christmas as well, but I guess I'm not now.
You can still come down if you want. No one's going to be here, but you can come down anyway.
Is your sister going to be there?
No.
Yeah.
So this is going in a weird direction.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the Xbox is really good, and I think it's probably the same with both consoles. They just fall foul of I guess because they kind of look the same, the UI and stuff, you don't really get anything other than the increased looks and speed and everything at the minute. There's nothing really at the moment that I know of that truly showcases what the console can do, and obviously we're not going to expect that for a while.
No.
But I am loving it so far. But I've not really bought any new games to go on it, mostly because Xbox haven't really got any. But I did, when I fired up my console, I played Ori and the Will of the Wisp, which had already been updated for the Series X, and that was fucking truly phenomenal. I mean, I think that was running at 60 frames, 4K, and it just fucking looked amazing, and it was crystal clear, and you can alter the sharpness. I think it actually ran faster than that. I think you can run it at 120.
Bloody hell.
But my TV doesn't support 120, so. But for anyone that has monitors, yeah, it's great.
So what I'm hearing is you're going to go out and buy a new TV.
Oh God, no. God no. This TV's super ultra HD, so I don't need the high frame refresh really. Plus, you can't get 63-inch monitor would cost me a fucking.
Well, a 63-inch monitor probably wouldn't be very expensive. It's the fact that you want the 60-inch Ultra HD with 160 FPS or whatever the fuck. That's when you're gonna start having to sell kidneys, livers,
children,
probably a lung.
Yeah, see, I don't need any of that. The TV's more than enough for what I use the console for. And so far, I mean, even though I've played a couple of old games that I was still just working my way through on Xbox, the difference between the two consoles was just fucking brilliant. So yeah, I'm chuffed with it.
Nice. I'm ever so slightly jealous, I have to admit.
I haven't actually unboxed the controller.
Really?
No, I just left that in its packet. Looks nice. It's kind of the same as a standard one, just with an extra button on it.
Is that the share button?
Yeah, and I figured, well, I've got my Elite controller, so I just plugged at it. That plugged straight in, and I just carried on going as usual. And everything's just hunky dory. It's great. Yeah, it's really good.
Nice.
So I found one weird feature about the new Xbox controllers. You can actually sync them up to multiple devices. So it can memorize two devices. So you can sync it to your Xbox, and you can also sync it to, well, you could put it on your phone if you want to do xCloud stuff, or to a PC if you wanted to use it for playing, well, games on PC using a controller. And it is just you hold the sync button down, and it'll resync itself to a previously remembered device, and then you just double tap it again later on, I think, and it goes back to your Xbox.
Oh, that's cool. I've got one controller that links to my phone, just because, you know what it's like. You turn your Xbox controller on by the button, it turns your console on.
Yeah.
And that always used to wind me up. So I mean, I've got plenty of spare controllers, so I've just got one attached to my phone at the minute. For if I decide to play xCloud or anything, which I don't very often.
I can't.
Not yet. I mean, you kind of can.
Well, I played Doom on it earlier, and it ran like a beaut. To be fair, played a whole level, and I had no issue with it whatsoever.
Nice.
But you can stream to the iPhone from your Xbox, so you can once you get your Xbox to arrive at some point between now and Christmas.
I mean, if I'm in the same building as my Xbox, surely I should just turn on the Xbox.
How about when your wife's watching Bake Off?
I've got a Switch.
Well, what if you kind of want to play?
Last time when my wife was watching Bake Off, I happened to be playing Among Us with you guys.
Yeah.
Brooker hasn't got enough time to play the games he's got on consoles that he's got. Never mind adding the xCloud to it as well.
I mean, if I could, take my phone into work, maybe I'd consider buying an Android phone just so I could do that.
Take an Android tablet in.
Yeah, man, why not? But yeah, no, I'm a little bit jealous. I'm sad I don't have a Series X in my house.
Yeah, me too.
It's.
I've still
I
got-
tell you what, though, I don't know what people complain about. It is fucking whisper quiet.
Yeah.
It is so quiet. I mean, I've got it on idle, instant on.
Yeah.
And whereas the Xbox One, you used to hear it, you can't hear it fire up every now and again.
Yeah.
Like it was every few minutes, it'd go, and then it sort of go off again. This one does it about once every 10 minutes.
Nice.
So it's obviously using less power as well, and it's just so quiet.
I think that's its background starting itself up to check for
Yeah, it's
updates.
just checking stuff for updates, but obviously it's really quiet. Whereas the Xbox, when I was working, it used to get quite annoying when it used to go on. The One X, it used to go on every few minutes.
Oh yeah, that was really annoying. Randomly, just wake up in the middle of the night and all I could hear was my Xbox just screaming at me, saying, "I'm looking for updates." It's like, no, fuck off, try to sleep. But I think that's just down to over time. It needs new thermal paste because they definitely cheaped out for the One X.
Mm. Well, quite a few things about this one have been beneficial. So, I mean, I'm still running it on Wi-Fi because I can't be asked to get a hard line up here yet. And I think that the Wi-Fi, would I be right in saying a Wi-Fi card, I guess, or whatever it runs from, is clearly faster than the old one because it picks up
Yes.
Wi-Fi at 80 meg instead of like 50.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's got a superior network card. The Series X and S, I believe, can handle gigabit internet, whereas the One X can only do up to 300 megs, I think.
Yeah.
So
Now all I need is gigabit internet
Yeah.
and a One X and a Series X.
well, gigabit
Also,
internet
yes.
is making its run around Milton Keynes.
Yeah, not anywhere near me though, mate. And I'm not planning on giving money to Vodafone so I can have it when it does.
No. Have you considered blowing vape up the vents?
Well,
Make it
I
look
mean,
like it's on fire.
I know that I spend a lot of time talking to you guys, and sometimes I do stupid shit, but I'm actually not a fucking moron. So, no, I've not considered it.
You've got to be full-blown fucking spasticated to think it's a good idea to blow sticky fucking vape smoke into your £500 Xbox.
Well, the first
What
port of call is
kind
the
of
fact
cunt?
that I'm not a cunt because I don't vape.
Well, there is that.
And then if I did vape, I still wouldn't blow it in my Xbox because I'm not a cunt. Basically.
So what you're saying is people that vape and blow it into their Xbox are double cunts.
Just a bit, but yeah, you see that at the genesis of every console, don't you? I remember when people were like, I remember when the PS4 was released, there was a video of some guy coming out of his game store and then just smashing it with a hammer in front of everybody.
Yeah.
And just people just do stupid shit for likes and whatever. I don't know. Maybe they prefer the dopamine to actually getting to play a console. It's just one of those fucking
Have a
worlds
wank.
full of
It's cheaper.
dipsticks.
Well, that's the thing is
Not outside of a
people that
game
do
store. It
that
probably wouldn't be.
Yeah. Just to step outside of in front of a load of Apple fanboys on release day of the latest iPhone, pull the box open and just smash it in front of everyone, just to hear them scream and cry. Upload it to YouTube and probably make more money than that product cost you from people sharing and subscribing.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's
Also don't.
fucking pricks. That's what it is. People just wanting to do things to be the first person to try and shock everyone.
I mean, can you imagine doing that to a £1,200 fucking phone? Handing over £1,000 just so you can smash it in front of someone? No.
But
All
there
seems a bit bizarre.
have been a large number of videos of people smashing Xbox Series X's. None of them have actually gotten relatively high views because people just don't care as much anymore.
Thankfully, I haven't seen any of them.
I saw one post on Reddit and they just everyone was like, yeah, we'll just fucking ignore it.
Seems like a good plan.
So if they don't make their money back, then they might stop doing it, but it's probably not going to happen.
No. No, it won't. Anyways, let's not talk about dickheads smashing Xboxes and phones and whatever the fuck else they're smashing because they're fucking
PlayStations
assholes.
now.
As long as they don't smash mine, they can do with it whatever the fuck they want. It's their money. They're still giving it to the people that they seem to not like very much. It's okay.
Yep.
So I had a browse about a few websites yesterday when I put the email together for our agenda, just to see if there was anything worth talking about. I found a couple of bits. If you guys want to have a chat about some news-ish stuff.
Yeah, news.
So how about actually following on from Lee and his Xbox? The Xbox Series X and Series S launch is the biggest launch in Xbox history.
Well, there's more people about now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's more younger generation that play gaming now because it's a big percentage of the generation, whereas our generation it wasn't everybody. Do you know? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
To me, it makes there's more people and there's a higher percentage of people playing gaming, so it's
100%.
understandable.
It's one of those. If you start picking apart the headline, then the logic just kind of falls apart completely. You know, of course it's the biggest launch for Xbox ever. It's 4 generations deep, and like you say, more people are gaming, more people want these boxes. They're much more mainstream. Yeah, and everyone gets caught up in the hype. Everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah,
definitely
biggest launch in Xbox history. Remembering, of course, they've released 2 consoles in the same day, technically.
That's true.
So,
and they did a worldwide release on the same day.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sony.
Fucking pricks. I'm not happy.
So, that
lads.
was beneficial to their numbers too.
I have 4 games and a controller sat in my house, and they've been sat in my house for a week. But I've got nothing to play them on because the fucking machine that they play on doesn't come out till tomorrow.
It was a bizarre choice, to be quite honest. But I'm guessing they had some sort of reason.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't work in marketing and I can't even think of the logic to it. It doesn't matter. It's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, fair play to Xbox on their sales because, they've made a cracking console.
Yeah.
It does still look like a fridge, but it is a cracking console. And I'm looking forward to seeing some of the fucking games that they bring out, especially the first party stuff, indie or not. It's all going to be on Game Pass, which is just a huge advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Game Pass I've said it before, it's the reason to own an Xbox.
Yeah, it's very good. And it's very cheap.
Yes, the ability to have that many games, even if you're not interested in a lot of them. Because I mean, there are thousands of people, millions probably, in fact, of people who aren't interested in the Game Pass, a lot of the Game Pass titles. But there are a lot of gems on there. And there are a lot of games on there that is completely worth it to spend, next to nothing for the past, for however long it's been around, up until 2022 in May, when mine expires.
Nice.
It's a no-brainer, really, to keep going with Xbox for me. Even as much as I really, really fucking want to play almost all of those exclusive titles on PlayStation. But Game Pass is just a hilariously good deal.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
And I think I was looking at the sales figures for the Xbox Series X and S in Japan. It's already sold like 20,000 units. The Xbox One managed 100,000 total.
Wow.
So it's doing roughly the right amount of numbers in Japan, which is impressive for a US console. In comparison, the PlayStation's already sold like 300,000 or something stupid. But still, it was always going to happen that way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it always does.
But I think Microsoft said they're quietly looking at trying to get some Japanese studios under their belt.
No, they said that was a myth, didn't they? They came out and said that they're not. Basically, it was just internet rumor.
That's a shame.
Well, Japanese games are expensive and niche. So
True.
Yeah, definitely.
if your main target audience is in a country that doesn't buy Xboxes, doesn't seem worth it, does it?
No. Especially when a lot of the more successful Japanese weeb games tends to be the stuff that you would probably get to sell in the US and the rest of the world are all third party anyway, and will be on all of the consoles. Dragon Ball games, for instance, are on Xbox and PlayStation.
Mm.
The Jump Force title, which was a lot more disappointing than it really should have been, also on both consoles. So, yeah, it's not a huge. The Japanese market is huge for PlayStation, and the list of games that don't actually come out in the rest of the world from Japan probably makes up for the fact that there's a lot of games to be sold on PlayStation for it. Wish there were more Gundam games on Xbox though.
What's Gundam?
Giant stompy robots.
So, Vanquish.
Yeah, but giant stompy robots. Instead of like just people in exosuits.
But
Yeah, but you're in that you're in those exosuits, so it's basically just like standard size, but everything else is tiny.
Yeah, that's what makes it fun.
Just go and play. Oh wait, no, Katamari was only on it. Sony as well.
wasn't there a Godzilla game a couple of years ago that you could get your teeth into? Apparently it was a bag of shit, but if you want to be a big thing stomping on little things, Godzilla game might do you.
Was there not a Rampage movie spin-off game? Well, yeah. So, I mean, everyone's fully expecting PlayStation to have the bigger sales, and it's perfectly understandable, especially given their lineup.
Yeah.
I still hope that they make quite a lot more of them available, so anybody that can get the console before Christmas, please.
I think
there'll
there'll
loads
be
of people out there that want it.
Yeah, I think there'll be a big backlog of orders for people wanting them before Christmas. I think it'll be tough to get one before Christmas now. I hope everyone does, because it would really suck to not get your console in that time that everyone has a little bit of time off work.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh, I wonder if Sony are going to follow the Microsoft model of just we're going to have a second wave of consoles going out to stores. Here is a pre-order window for a second wave, and then possibly do a third wave at some point. Or if Sony just going to go, yeah, we're going to ship consoles out to the countries.
They'll just drip feed it,
and then you might just get lucky walking into a shop.
So the thing with the Microsoft Wave 2 pre-orders that you and me both got on, so Xbox actually advertised it. The Xbox UK, they tweeted, they said there was going to be stock at Argos, at Game, at Smiths, AO, at John Lewis, and that was it, I think.
I think
and
Amazon
Very, maybe. I mean, it's not the point of the story, but they said they were going to... Everyone was going to have stock 8 a.m. that day or 9 a.m. that day. Either or, doesn't matter. And everybody did. And then they all, obviously that stock all got picked up and moved on. But you'll notice, and I've done a little bit of digging around, so you looked around, neither Game, nor AO, nor Smiths, nor Argos, nor Very, none of these actually advertised that they were going to have stock. None of them. The only place you knew they were going to have stock is if you followed Xbox or were a member of one of the many fucking stock informer style forums that were keeping an eye on stock checks. Yeah. Which is how I found out about it. So obviously, if these companies aren't, if the shops aren't saying anything, PlayStation suck for marketing when it comes to their consoles on Twitter. They're not saying a fucking word. So they're not saying if there's going to be stock. They're not saying where it's going to be. No news at all for the last week, since last week's launch. Fuck all. So, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to plan anything. someone's, I've seen people say that Game have said there's going to be stock tomorrow, but I haven't seen them say that anywhere.
No. My guess is that people are just trying to get loads of people to jump onto the game website to crash it again, trying to get hold of PlayStations. But I will wait at some point next year, and I will buy a PlayStation once they've made a revision to its SKU.
Fair enough.
Just in case there's any issues with it. And I will pick one up then. Probably in April.
Seems like a plan.
So
kind of adjacent to this as well, I suppose. So for the first time in 13 years, a Call of Duty launch hasn't been the biggest launch that week.
Yeah. Fucking pants down.
Yeah. Got its ass handed to it by Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yeah.
Now, hold on a second, because much like the biggest console launch ever for Xbox, I think a big part is you have to remember that every other Xbox console that was sold in a bundle with Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Also, yes. Plus, I think Valhalla is the only...
It's the big Series X game, isn't it?
I just think it's not third party. Is it third party IP?
It is third party, yeah.
Third party IP game that has a Series X upgrade.
Yeah.
And so that would have increased the sales for it. And obviously, they'd actually pushed the smart delivery with it too. So, yeah, I mean, it's quite obvious why the sales were so high for it.
It was near impossible to try and get hold of an Xbox Series X or S that didn't contain Valhalla or some kind of T-shirt and hat combination.
Well, out of the four of us, including Phil, one of us got Valhalla with his Xbox.
Didn't he get a crazy fucking bundle from AO or something? Or Very?
Yeah, I think he got Cyberpunk and FIFA, but I think Cyberpunk got cancelled, so I gave him a refund for that.
Oh, wow.
So I think he got FIFA and a controller and some other shit. I don't know. Fuck knows. But yeah, he's definitely got Valhalla, which would have made sense to be the first game he played on his console.
Yes, it is literally the big Series X game because there's no exclusive out for it. That is the big look how gorgeous our game is game.
Yeah.
Why the fuck wouldn't you?
Well, because he's a dick.
I mean, if you own it, why the fuck wouldn't you?
I mean, he played FIFA, mate. He played FIFA, his first game on a brand new, shiny, nice, fresh-smelling console, and he played a fucking Xbox One X FIFA.
Phil, you're a penis.
Agreed.
There's a reason I don't like you. That's not the only one, though. There are many reasons.
I would second that.
Double checks game, none going second hand, not buying it yet.
Typically, Assassin's Creed do come down in price relatively quick.
They do,
yes.
But I'm buying it used.
Yeah, I think I will pick it up at some point on the Xbox One X and just use the smart delivery. Unless no, there's not going to be a digital sale on it for a while, is there? Let's be honest.
No, the digital. The thing is, mate, you've got to play fucking Odyssey first.
Have I got to?
Well, I don't know. I didn't finish it because it's shit.
Well, do you know what? I'll put Odyssey higher up on my games to play list, and then I'll smash through that. And then because if you do get your Xbox before Christmas, then we could split the digital cost. It's going to be cheaper than a second-hand still, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if we get to Christmas-ish and it's dropped down to 20 quid for the gold edition or whatever, which is when I usually pick up my digital copies of UB games, then I'll happily just pick it up. Happily. I don't know. I'm not in a buying Ubisoft games kind of mood at the moment.
That's fair play, considering. So
I'm still waiting for Ghost of Tsushima to come down, but I still can't pick it up sub 40.
Well, no, the problem is, of course, because that has got a PS5 update, hasn't it? So
yeah, probably. But I mean, I've been trying since its release, but
yeah. PlayStation exclusives, they take ages to drop in price.
Oh, forever. I mean, I'm in no rush to play it. It's not like I've not got 100 other games to play. Minimum.
Yeah. What was the other bit of news? I suppose more Xbox-y stuff, I suppose. The only other bit of news I could see was an announcement from a guy at Microsoft saying Bethesda games will be... new Bethesda games will be first or better or best on Xbox. So they're not ruling out multi-platform games.
No, and so they shouldn't.
No.
Really.
I'm pretty sure I said that when we first discussed
Yeah,
this.
no,
didn't
we
I?
did. Yeah, we absolutely did. They should, you're cutting out a profit margin.
I was going to say, there's a lot of money in Bethesda games by letting them go to PlayStation.
Well, this is it. Every single person, well, almost every single person that owns a PlayStation 5 is going to want to play Elder Scrolls
Skyrim.
12, whatever it is.
They want to play Skyrim. That's all there is.
Purposely cutting out a huge portion of your market just for exclusivity, I think, is silly.
Yeah, and with the best or whatever strapline they sold on that tweet or whatever.
Better or best?
Yeah,
first or better or best.
In theory, the Xbox One X or the Xbox Series X, sorry, is ever so slightly more powerful than the PlayStation. So in theory, it's always technically should be the best. I mean, obviously, I know that there's caveats to that, but yeah, I've got literally no qualms with them releasing multi-console. I don't buy consoles for exclusives, and I quite often find that timed exclusives especially just ruin shit for everybody.
Yeah.
Timed exclusive titles, not so much. Timed exclusive content to titles that launch at the same time. Also, that's the problem.
Every both consoles need to have their flagship games, so I'll never mark those down because they have to be there. That's the whole point, I guess. And so, it promotes you to buy both consoles. That's fine. But, it's when they start getting for timed exclusives and timed exclusive content and all that fucking guff. That I'd just like to see that get knocked on the head here, really.
Timed exclusive content damages the game as a whole. Especially if your game is... Let's just address the elephant in the room. Avengers. When your timed exclusive content doesn't come out in any kind of time frame that
is Spider-Man timed exclusive, or is it just exclusive?
It's just exclusive.
He's just exclusive, actually. No, but there is some timed exclusive on the PlayStation.
He's probably never even going to release on it, to be honest. That game's...
Yeah, it's dead. It's lost 96% of its player base already.
Yeah, that's on PC, though, isn't it? I mean, people are still playing it on console. They can still get in games and stuff I can with no issue, so there must be a fair few on it.
Yeah,
but it's just it's a bit of a downer. That's a different conversation. But I just really hope that Microsoft don't try and push Bethesda down that route, as in, we want you to release your games on multi-platform, but we want you to release it on Xbox first, and this is the extra content that Xbox will have. I'm hoping they just don't get that. I don't expect that they will. They've been very open. They are very open. They discuss things openly as well, that they want, they're here for the gamer, they're here for everybody, and they want everybody to get along.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't expect them to go down that route.
I don't imagine it'll be any of the huge titles either that are first on Xbox. It won't be the... Name some big titles for Bethesda,
Doom.
Apart from Skyrim and Fallout.
Doom.
Those will be the games that come out at the same time for everyone, and they will be the better or best. I can't work out what the difference is between better or best, but considering if it's better than the PlayStation, then surely it is already the best version is on the Xbox.
It might not be. It might be best on the PC.
So in that case, it's going to be the games that aren't on PC are the best on Xbox. But I'm pretty sure there's not going to be many games.
Well, no, there might not be, but that's way. Like giving themselves a little bit of wiggle room, isn't it? You got to have that, like that episode of Scrubs. You got to have that wiggle room.
Yeah, saying first or better probably isn't good enough, and first or best would disintegrate any people thinking about the PC. However, my point being that it will be the smaller titles. The Deathloop, for instance.
Can't wait for Deathloop.
Although it's coming onto PlayStation,
Well, that's not a small title. I'd say
No, it's
things
not.
more like
Deathloop's a big game.
Although Bethesda haven't got any, but things like Unravel that EA released, things like that would probably end up being first. You know, like small, almost indie-esque games.
Yeah.
If they do any, which I don't think Bethesda really do they?
No, Bethesda tends
Fallout
to do
76
big
is technically
games.
an indie title.
Mm.
But it wasn't a small indie title, though, was it?
No.
But yeah, like, I mean, Deathloop's a good example, though, because Deathloop is currently still a PlayStation exclusive, but will be on Xbox eventually.
Yes.
So you're probably looking a year down the line. Same as Ghostwire, I think, is a PlayStation exclusive for now.
It was Bethesda published, but it was made by a studio that works for Sony in some kind of
Ghostwire?
aspect.
Nah, Ghostwire's Tango Gameworks. They're owned by ZeniMax, or they were owned by ZeniMax. They're the guys that made Evil Within. And Deathloop's made by Arcane.
Okay.
No, they were both Bethesda / ZeniMax studios. But they just had deals in place with Sony for the exclusivity, like before the buyout.
Before the buy-in. Yeah. Just trying to think of some other, like, although published by Bethesda, they're not Bethesda studios in some way or another. Or Bethesda just dried up all of the market of
ZeniMax bought all of the studios they worked with eventually.
Yeah.
It's cheaper that way.
Yeah. So they bought ZeniMax though, didn't they? And
they bought ZeniMax, who owned.
So they've got a lot
Bethesda.
more actually, in fact, haven't they, than just Bethesda titles?
I do not know.
I don't know what ZeniMax owns outside of Bethesda.
I don't know. And yeah, but you're right. They bought ZeniMax, but obviously that conversation always tends to boil down to ZeniMax / Bethesda, doesn't it? Because that was the big headline.
Yeah, but the weird thing is that it's ZeniMax own all of the fucking companies, like the Arcanes, the IDs, Tango, Roundhouse.
Who the fuck
They
are
own
Roundhouse?
those, and Bethesda Softworks. So although it's the publishing is done by Bethesda, and
but you got to remember, Bethesda Softworks were the guys that made the games.
Yeah.
Bethesda Studios were the people that published the games under ZeniMax's name.
I think it's the other way around.
Or the other way around. But you get my point now, don't you?
Yeah. ZeniMax is just the overall company that owns everything, and it's Bethesda are the publisher, and they also have their own development studios, plus all of the other development studios.
Anyways, I think we've sent Lee to sleep.
No, I'm still here. 100% still here. Yeah. So they've bought a lot. I don't think they'll get. I think they'll do a good
like
job.
I said, we said when they first announced it, we said they'd be dumb to go first party only, and they've basically confirmed they're not going to be first party only, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Also, yes.
Well, the purchase doesn't get finalised until like second half of 2021, so
fair enough.
That'll be why those games are on PlayStation.
Yeah.
And will probably remain on PlayStation for the foreseeable.
Well, Deathloop doesn't come out until May. It's been delayed until 21st of May, so.
Yeah.
So you've got until May to get your PlayStation, Lee.
Yeah.
Because
although Deathloop isn't the game I'm getting it for.
I need to invade your game. I want to play it with you in hostile co-op. Because the fucking invasion looks amazing. It looks like so much fun.
Okay. I was gonna go off on a tangent about invading other things, but let's move along.
So I'm looking at our list of things, well, apart from Lee's, because he didn't fucking send me one. Because you're a dick. Should we talk about what we've been playing?
We should.
So I reckon there's a tiny bit of crossover, I think, between me and Lee. And there's a bit
Yeah.
of crossover between John and Lee.
Yeah.
So let's go, John.
Okay. So I'll start with the one that's probably got no crossover with anyone, and say that I played the second biggest title of the last week or whatever the fuck it was, and I played Black Ops Cold War.
Call of Duty,
Uh,
Black Ops, Cold War,
yeah, something like that. So I played it obviously on my Xbox One. I haven't touched the campaign just yet because the only reason I actually had it downloaded to play was because I had some friends say that they wanted to play it. So I used the Xbox's selective downloads option, and I just downloaded the base game of like 30 gig and the multiplayer content, which was like another 20. And
Cool.
ended up skipping out on downloading Zombies, Dead Ops, and the campaign, which saved me about 40 gig in original download. Since downloaded now, but the multiplayer is standard Call of Duty twitchy shooting multiplayer. They've had a rejig of some of the perks if you've played any of the multiplayers in the past.
Not long enough to know any of the perks, no.
They've added some new features called wildcards, where they contain like a somewhat additional perk that you unlock. I think there's only about 4 wildcards, but one of the wildcards is like a jack of all trades option, and it means that you can select 3 from the same column of perks if you wanted to. So you can have 3 of the tier 3 perks, 3 of the tier 1, 3 of the tier 2, or just a combination of them instead of having 1 from tier 1, 1 from tier 2, 1 from tier 3. So you can have some really weird, gnarly kits because you can combine stuff that you really shouldn't be able to combine. The multiplayer element's quite fun. It's got skill-based matchmaking, and this has been a thing since the previous COD, where it aggressively looks at your current ability and current streak and tries to match you with people of almost the exact same or better than you to try and they're trying to make it so that there is no curve in the game. It's a flat line of everyone being essentially playing at the same level.
I like the idea of me trying to do that and the game just going, no, back to the tutorial. Go away.
No, just stop. It just uninstalls itself when you try and do it. But the typical thing when you play in a game is there is a curve. It's you get better as you play it. If the more you play it, the better you get generally. And then you end up playing with other people, and you're playing against slightly better people, trying to match up with people around you. So it's like, okay, you've played roughly the same amount of time as this person, roughly the same skill level in terms of prestige rank and all that other crap. To try and match everyone up, and you slowly curve upwards. There's some dips in the wave. But it seems like Activision's aim is a perfect straight line of everyone has a perfectly 1.0 KD. It's not worked like that in the slightest. It's so aggressive that you can win. If you win 3 in a row, it then throws you into a game with people who are so much better than you, and then that just starts to spiral, and then you end up losing about 7 in a row, because once you've lost 2 or 3, you start to overcompensate. You start to feel a bit more aggressive. You make decisions that you wouldn't make because you're trying to change the trajectory you're on, and you end up getting worse over time. And typical, once you've lost a couple in a row, you tend to keep losing. So it's not even remotely close to a straight line. It's like watching someone's fucking ECG. Just like lines up and down constantly of everything, and it's not working in the slightest, and it's just causing massive uproar on all of the COD forums I've looked at, and all of my friends have already started looking at it going, I don't really feel like playing this for like skill-based matchmaking, because it's taken away an element. It used to be you could play casual, you could play ranked. Now it just seems like it's all molded into one, and it's not worked at all for anyone.
Wait. So you're saying that Call of Duty matchmaking isn't working properly on release week?
This isn't just release week. Call of Duty matchmaking hasn't been working since Modern Warfare, and it's actually gotten worse.
Okay.
It's like they've taken the skill-based matchmaking, thought, you know what, this isn't aggressive enough, and then just thrown a load of fucking speed at it and gone, yeah, you can do this. But it's it's still interesting to play, and I did some zombies. I don't know how many maps there are on zombies. I only played one of them, but it's a lot harder now. Like it used to be a zombies was always a see how many rounds you could get through, try and get to 100 or something. Now it's you get the option to exfil from 10, and then after 10 rounds, it's then if you don't choose to exfil, it's every 5 rounds after that you get the option to exfil. But actually choosing to exfil is fucking hard because the game just goes, oh yeah, we're gonna just throw like 15 waves worth of zombies at you at once, just to try and stop you from getting out. So it's but it seems to carry your XP and everything to all your classes together. So your progression in multiplayer is also your progression in zombies,
Okay.
and vice versa. So it's what you're earning carries over. You can just so it seems to be a one shoe fits everything when it comes to your classes and kits. See how it works. I think I'd have preferred a different method, but it's an odd one.
Okay.
But that's Call of Duty. I will probably try and get around to playing the campaign, but it's trying to find the time when I'm not also trying to play some of the other games I've got to go through.
Fair enough.
More entertaining games.
Yeah.
Oh
in the
no,
case
that's not fair. Call of Duty campaign's always fun.
And it's only like 4
Yeah,
hours
but
long,
he's
so it's
given
not really
himself a
problem.
sour taste now, hasn't he, of Call of Duty, because he was match made with people that were either the same skill level as him or better. He couldn't just go around mopping up the losers like he normally does. So it's just giving him a little bit of a sour taste for Call of Duty now.
Yeah, if I
That's
want
all
to
it
just
takes
shoot
for
the
that little
losers, I'll
earworm.
just play the campaign. It's
That's
fucking
true.
easy. Shooting
This-
bots.
See, that's the thing. I've always said this about Call of Duty because I don't play the multiplayer because I suck at it and I don't like it. I play it for about 15 minutes. I played Modern Warfare's multiplayer twice. Once with a guy from work for about half an hour, and once when Warzone was first introduced, and that's it. I only ever played the campaign. I own Black Ops Cold War, and I'll be installing it on the PlayStation when it arrives. I'll probably only play the campaign, even though the fucking thing cost me 60 quid.
It's a Treyarch game as well, so it's grenade spam central.
Ah, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. So, carry on.
So I've also played, because I decided to just go for it, some Mass Effect 1 on PC. It's actually quite weird trying to play it on PC. The controls very, very different, obviously. So I'm still trying to learn the buttons of just like and not doing stupid things that I'm used to doing because there's loads of hotkeys and shit to go through. Whereas Mass Effect 1 on console is you have to hold down a button and choose a radial wheel
Yep.
to select what power it is that you want to do, or hold a different button, use the radial wheel to choose your weapon. Now it's kind of hidden behind loads of fucking hotkeys, and I'd imagine that after I give it a bit more time to play, I'll probably learn the controls a bit better. But it's surprisingly difficult to play games that are that old on a completely different format, especially when it's on PC. Doesn't seem to be a very typical control set.
Okay.
So it's like on console, almost every shooter plays almost identically. There's a couple of other weird ones where it's like you have to press this button to do this instead. Like for some reason putting the zoom in on the gun on the right stick instead of being on the left trigger, and other weird, strange things like that. But on
Yeah.
PC, it's for some reason there's like open door is on E, and then on a different game it's G, and opening up the map could be M, but on others it's like press the tab button. So it's there's a bit of a learning curve on it, especially when I'm trying to play another game on PC at the same time, as well as also playing the same game on my Xbox because cross save.
Okay.
So outside of Mass Effect on PC, where I'm off of the Citadel, and then the game crashed on me, and as I was on Therum, which is trying to pick up Liara quest.
These are words that I have vague memories of hearing when I played it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I literally I killed the Geth what's it called? Colossus. Killed that. That was relatively easy considering how much it's kicked my ass in the past. Walked in to start off the inside section of that mission, and the game crashed on me. I'm hoping I caught a save point, because otherwise I have to do that fight again, and I really don't want to do that fight again because it fucking kicks my ass. Especially at a fucking low level.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I've been playing Destiny 2 a little bit with Lee, a little bit with Dunny, and a little bit on my own. Because Beyond Light came out recently and is on Game Pass. And with cross save, I've got access to my character on PC. So my 1204 level Guardian. I was just mooching around on the PC version because I don't have access to Beyond Light on PC, as it's not on Game Pass for PC. So it's just mooching around, trying to work stuff out, playing around. Sensitivity is a little high, but I think that's probably because it's cross-saved my sensitivity for my controller combined with the mouse. It's walking around the tower is fun as well when where the camera pans is on the mouse as well. So just nudging that in the wrong direction, you end up running somewhere completely different. But I've enjoyed playing Destiny 2 the last couple of weeks with Lee. Less so with Dunny, but that's because he's nowhere near as good as Lee.
But I've enjoyed it too, to be fair, and
Have you enjoyed it when John plays with Dunny?
Yes, but I'm worried because I can feel myself starting to get that, wanting to scratch that itch by going in and doing things every day, and I don't want that. I want it to be casual and just every few days just drop in and do a bit.
I don't think there's enough daily content to warrant going in every day.
Well, I've got so much content left over and so many open exotic missions and things like that. I think I could probably play it for a couple of weeks without doing any daily stuff and still have stuff to do.
Yeah, I think I've just, because there's a new exotic quest because Prime Gaming for the what's it called? Cerberus? No, not Cerberus. There's a shotgun. Chaperone. There's a chaperone quest.
It is a chaperone quest, yeah.
So I've started doing that, which it's weird because I can only do it on the Xbox, even though I've got it active because it's a Beyond Light gun. I can't work on it on PC, but once I've got it, I can use it on the PC. Yeah, work that fucking shit out. It's quite funny looking at the quests on the PC, and it says this requires Beyond Light to work on, even though it can be done on any planet. So just going to the Cosmodrome, kill 100 Fallen or something for a stage. It's like, but I can't work on it as it's on Beyond Light, and I don't have it on PC. But to do it on Xbox would be fine. Same with Shadowkeep content, because the Shadowkeep's still around.
Yeah.
But from what I've played of Beyond Light story, it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed it so far. It's, it's not a million of miles away from the other stuff they've done.
Yeah.
But it's nice that they're trying to bring the darkness and stuff into it. I missed most of it previously. I've missed any of the season stuff that they've done.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've missed some things, but
that change to season content really scuppered my knowledge of the lore.
Yeah, it did mine too.
I've seen a lot of people complaining about the length of Beyond Light, saying it's not long enough. But in reality, because of the amount of content that they vaulted, Beyond Light's a lot bigger than what people are thinking, because it's also in place for people who are coming in as new, like Dunny, with his characters getting reset, so he didn't actually. So it's like he hadn't finished the fucking story before, so he had to start from scratch. So he's on the New Light missions, which is essentially restarting Destiny 2 without most of the Destiny 2 vanilla content, or almost any of it, apart from one planet. So he's been doing the Cosmodrome work, which plays out almost like you're playing Destiny 1 story, almost, in places. You're going around those old areas. But what I have noticed when I was wandering around the Cosmodrome, there's quite a lot of areas that aren't available, even though they were in Destiny 1's Cosmodrome. Like did you ever play the Rise of Iron stuff?
I'm going to say yes, but I
It
can't
was-
remember.
It was the final content for Destiny 1. It was,
Oh, yeah, I probably definitely played it, but
they revived Sepix Prime.
oh yeah,
and
yeah,
that-
yeah, yeah.
And the Siva virus stuff, where
Yeah,
they
I did
gave
do
you
that.
the access to giant hammers to start smashing stuff for some reason.
Well, I think they've done a good job overall. I will reserve further large-scale judgment until I've played more of it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'd
so
love
far
to
I'm
finish the
enjoying
story at
playing it
some
again.
point in Beyond Light. But the Vault of Glass apparently isn't actually up and running yet. So the Vault of Glass raid isn't available, and I don't think it's going to be available until the end of the month. Probably to try and get more people to finish the story before they just start jumping into the raid, because that's what most people do.
Yeah.
Just want to jump on the raid. Don't even bother playing the game. Get themselves up to the top light level that they can by doing loot caves and then raving, as your wife would say.
Yes. I think she'd be disappointed if I end up telling her I've started raving again.
Maybe.
So yeah,
that's-
we'll
that's-
keep on going with that at some point.
That's Destiny 2.
Cool. Anything else?
No, I think I'm done for what I've played. Just one game left, and that's the crossover point.
Cool. Lee?
So, as we missed out last time, I've got a small handful of bitting and bobbing mostly. Actually, to be fair, I've been flitting all over the place. So I finished off Disintegration,
Okay.
which is the one that's had the multiplayer closed. I can confirm that they have actually changed the achievements for multiplayer so that they are still collectible now. You just have to do different things to get those achievements. So that's good. You know what? It wasn't an awful game. It was a nice idea of a genre that doesn't really exist at the moment.
Yeah.
It was unusual, but it was actually mildly entertaining to play, although on harder difficulties, not so much. On the lower difficulties, it was more of a shooter and you had backup. Whereas I think the harder difficulty you play, it becomes more of a structured RTS. You have to use your people and you have to move them to places and hide out of the way and so on and so forth. So I don't think I'd have enjoyed it if it was more difficult. But it was okay for what it was. It's a shame it bombed. But it's just one of those. It happens, doesn't it? So after that, I played some more Battletoads. I'm still playing that. Just popping in and out of that one. I'm loving that still. It's very funny.
How does it look on the new console?
It looks fucking beautiful, mate, and it's ultra fast loading. That is.
I'd
Insanely
expect that
fast.
one to be ultra fast loading, to be fair.
Yeah, extremely fast. It's very smooth. And you know, I like the art style and I like the story for that one. It's quite amusing and it's voiced very well.
Cool.
So that's good. And then I got my. Oh no! So then I started playing Shadow Warrior because I finished Shadow Warrior 2 with you guys. So then I thought, oh, you know what? I'm going to go back and play Shadow Warrior because you played that as well.
Yep.
And I then got my Xbox mid play for that, my SX. So when I got my SX, I played Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and I did a few levels on hard for that, and it's hard.
Yep.
Very hard, in fact. And then I went back to Shadow Warrior and finished that off. But the difference in Shadow Warrior alone from the Xbox One X to the new console is quite drastic as well. Like loading screens, like go through doors where you should wait sort of 10, 15 seconds before.
Yeah.
It's almost instant when you're going through a door now. It's like the
That's
yin
good.
yang pops up and then goes away.
Some of those fucking loading screens were driving me up the wall. They were taking so long.
The longest loading screen on it was about 15 seconds, and that's when you first get into the game.
Yeah, that's not bad.
So it made it a lot more of an enjoyable experience and a lot less time scrolling dull social media. So that was good. Thoroughly enjoyed that. I wish that I could play 3, so I'm hoping that they bring that out for consoles.
Yeah, it's PC only at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, so that is a new game series that I'm invested in now for crass toilet humor, mostly.
Yeah.
Then I played Gears Tactics.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's because again it's an SX update.
Yeah. So I want to play it, but I kind of went. I don't want to play it on the one. I want to play it on the new box when it comes out, and obviously, I'm still sat here without a new box.
Yeah. Not my type of game, if I'm honest. Not my type of game style, but it is Gears, and it feels like Gears, and the story so far is very typically Gears.
It's XCOM, isn't it? Gears Tactics.
It's XCOM, yeah. It's more or less. It's geary. It's a bit more Gears.
Has it got co-op?
I don't actually know, but I would be inclined to say yes, because so far there has always been more than one character on screen. So I'd be inclined to think that there's some sort of co-op.
Because of course I'm now sat trying to figure out, because I've got to choose a co-op game for December, when I currently only have a place I don't have anything, but by this time next week I'll have a PS5. You're on a Series X. John's still on his One X and his PC. I'm trying to figure out what I do for co-op.
Doesn't look like it is single player.
No,
Sorry,
I think
bud.
it's single player only.
That sucks. I'll still play it, but obviously I won't play it with you.
Yeah, well, obviously. Yeah, I've enjoyed it so far. There's actually already 2 different campaign modes for it. So I've just played the original campaign mode, but there's an upgraded campaign mode now as well, where you can get Jack in it as well.
Ooh.
And a load of more powerful finishing moves, I presume. I've not unlocked any of them for my character, so I don't really know what the reference is.
have Jack, but not have co-op?
I have no idea. It's just another character to control by the looks of it.
Fair enough.
I don't know whether they've altered the story or not, but... So yeah, so I've been playing that. And that's mildly entertaining, to be fair. I was quite surprised. That's 2 of those type of games I've got on the go, though, because I've got Wasteland 3 on the go as well, which I've played a few missions for.
Did you play Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle?
Yeah, it was... I fucking don't even know why I finished that. It was so boring.
Yeah, I think it was just the rabbit screaming and dressed as Princess Peach.
Yeah, I've played that. I've owned that for quite a while. I think I kept that when I got rid of my other Switch and then got this new one. I've still got Rabbids and Rabbids Battle, and I don't like it. It's so boring.
Yeah, it is pretty fucking boring. Then I have played Destiny 2, and I've actually put a fair wedge of time into Destiny 2. I still haven't, other than the fact that there's just a million consumables and a million things that I've got no idea what the fuck's going on anymore, and stuff like that. I don't really, gameplay wise, I don't have any complaints about that game. I still don't. It's so fucking crisp. It's so good, and even on the Xbox One X, it loads like lightning now in comparison to the One X. You don't notice so much if you're in a fire team, because you're loading them in as well.
Yeah.
But when I'm on my own, it's super fast, and I don't have to do much waiting around in orbit. I can get from planet to planet in less than a minute or two.
Well, you did that when we were playing together, and you disappeared out of my instance and just went to go to the tower. And it's like you said, as I just asked how you were doing, you said you were practically on the way back already, and it was like, wasn't even that long. I hadn't even had a chance to like go through the loot cave again.
Yeah. So that's really good. And I've been playing Hades.
That was a surprise.
Dark horror.
Utterly unsurprisingly, I am now at 100 I must be pushing 150 runs on it now. I guess I don't actually know. I've slowed down quite a lot. I'm not playing it quite as often as I used to. I've got up to plus 16 difficulty on the bow, and I'm up to about plus 10 on everything else. I've not completely dried out all of the story. I have dried out all of the main story arcs, and I have dried out the majority of interactive story between characters, but there are still the occasional little conversations that I've not had before.
Yeah.
But they are few and very far between now. I think just because obviously I've been playing it so long, I've done them all. But I'm still thoroughly enjoying that game, and every time is still different. I know I have a preference for things now, so I know what sort of things I want on a run for certain weapons and things like that, just to make my life easier for my preferred game style.
Yeah.
I think my fastest time somewhere around the 20, I think it was about 23-minute mark, give or take. I'm not sure what numbered run that was, but I was definitely sort of or more fully powered than I was originally. But then I read the other day that someone had set a fresh save game file of 25 minutes, which is just fucking ridiculous. Because to do it in 25 minutes with a decent power set and everything that you'd accumulated through your multiple deaths is still pretty difficult. To set a 25-minute, I didn't look into the 25 minutes, to be quite honest. Somebody set an 8-minute one, but I think that's because they didn't count all the time that they were in menus and stuff. So I didn't check on that 25 minutes to see if it counted all the menu time and stuff. But even if it didn't, that is still fucking fast, very fast, for literally fresh out of the bag game save. I didn't even get to the first boss on my first game. So yeah, kudos to that guy, whoever you were. And then finally, I've been playing Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Nice.
Yeah.
How
it's
is
very
it?
good. Very, very good.
Have you finished it?
No, not quite. I can tell you straight off the bat, it does feel a lot shorter.
But it is an expansion, though, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, of course it is. Obviously, a full price game expansion.
Well, but the thing is, it's not a full price game, though, is it?
It was £40.
It's not full. That's not full price.
No, £70 full price.
£70 full price now, mate.
For PS4 game.
Well, okay, not PS. £50 a full price for PS4 game, isn't it?
Well,
that is
£10
that is
then.
that is a bit much for an expansion. I'll be honest. I'm just being pedantic because, like,
Yeah, I mean, I would have expected closer to 30 if it was just going to be a large expansion.
I mean, what
but you
did
know,
I buy?
I'm
First Light cost me £28 day one.
Yeah, exactly. That's the sort of price you'd expect for it.
Yeah.
In what is relatively similar in size comparison to First Light, actually. But it looks great. It plays great. Sounds brilliant. What can I say? I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, and I loved the first one. I am looking forward to going through both of them again on the PS5 with the remastered version.
Yeah, so I've got the remastered version. I redeemed my code for it yesterday, so all I've got to do is hit download when I get my PS5 set up.
Cool.
And I think it's probably going to be that and Call of Duty are going to be my first games, because Spider-Man I've played and I know what I'm like, so I'll very much need to play it slowly so I don't get too bored. Yeah. Not that I think Spider-Man is a boring game, I really liked it, but because I've played it once before and it's a big game, I need to justify to myself putting the hours into a game I've already played.
Yeah.
But I am looking forward to it, and I never got to play the DLC for Spider-Man, which is included with the remastered version.
Yeah, it's very good as well, the DLC.
Yeah?
Yeah, really good. So I've done I think a large majority of the different types of collectibles I've already finished. I think I'm 50% through the story.
Nice.
Total story completion. There is still a couple of collectibles out there because I've not 100%ed every area.
Yeah.
But generally, I've just been swinging around and doing these little missions and these little quests and the little side skill missions and things like that, whilst Arthur's been sat there watching me swing around as Spider-Man. So it's been really handy. It's been nice for him too.
Yeah.
Although he just wants me to change the costume all the fucking time.
Yeah, I get that. That doesn't change, mate. Nikita asks me to do that all the time. She used to do that when she was watching me play Far Cry 5. Far Cry 5 is a first-person game. The only thing it changes is what you look like in the wanted posters.
And your wrists.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I am enjoying that. I don't really have anything bad to say about it. There is one funny thing that I quite like, but I find can be quite annoying. Is that in the move set, you've got a list of tricks and skills that you can do in the air.
Yeah.
And obviously his are a lot more flashy than Peter Parker's were.
Yeah.
Because it's just, that's his character.
Yeah.
There are the ones that he does in Into the Spider-Verse.
Yep.
So they've got the one where he puts his hands behind his head, and one where he lies on the side, and the one on his phone. Got really flairful ones that are based on that, or basically direct cuts from that. Doesn't tell you anywhere in the game how to do them.
No way.
So I figured one out, but they're really fucking awkward to do. And that's the only thing that annoys me. And I don't know whether it's my controller or whether it's just my fat fucking fingers. But I find them really annoying. And I don't really understand. I guess I do understand it, but I want to do those ones because they look wicked.
Yeah.
But getting them to actually just stay doing that one is really awkward. So it kind of involves you have to run off a building so that he jumps off backwards like in the Spider-Verse cartoon. And then you have to press and hold L3 and square, and then you have to move your left trigger up or down or whatever.
Yeah.
To do the particular thing. Pressing the L3 button and moving is a fucking ball ache, especially while you're holding it. And so what happens is basically the one that I always want to do is the one where he puts his hands behind his head, because that's the one from the thing. But what he does is he goes into that and then he gets his phone out. He goes into that and he gets his phone out all the way down, because I must be like pressing up left or up right or something.
Yeah.
And not quite perfect up when I'm trying to hold the fucking L3 button in as well. If I had a pro controller, like an Elite controller,
yeah,
wouldn't be a fucking issue because I could have a trigger on the back for L3.
Yep.
And it'd be a piece of piss. But obviously, because I've got a standard PlayStation controller, there's no trigger and no button configs, so it's a fucking pain in the ass. And that's the only thing that pisses me off about it, is just those secret moves are so hard, or just a bit of a ball ache to pull off. But yeah, all in all, really good that is so far.
Nice. I'm really looking forward to playing it. I'm slightly jealous that my two big games so far for my PlayStation you've both already played, which makes me smile and angry a little bit.
Yeah, but you'll get them.
That's fine. It's fine.
Better looking.
That's the thing. I've got loads of games for the PlayStation to play. I'm not going to have time to fucking play any of them because I do other things as well. But I can't sit there and go, I bought a console and there's nothing out for it because I've spent fucking £200 on games as well.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Anything else?
No.
Cool.
Well, probably, but no.
But none that you can think of.
No, not off the top of my head. Like I said, I've dabbled quite a bit.
Yeah.
Over the last few weeks, playing little bits and bobs on the cloud and things like that, and just I've dotted a load of different things on the Xbox One X just to see how they play and how they look and load. But I've not really got my teeth into anything.
Fair enough.
Than what I've discussed.
Fair enough. I'll go through my list real quick then, because I think most of it's been covered already, or will be covered by somebody else. So after we done our co-op session and played Shadow Warrior 2 together, I completely randomly discovered that I own Shadow Warrior 1. So, because we talked about jumping on it and maybe playing it, obviously separately because there's no co-op.
I wish I knew I owned it before I bought it, and then realised that I did own it already on Xbox Gold. It was, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. So I had it on Games with Gold. But actually, before I played that for about an hour and then went, this is a remake. Let's go see if I can find the original. And the original was like freeware that I could play on the Mac. So I did. So I played the original Shadow Warrior from like 93 or whenever it was.
7, I think.
Yeah, 97. And it's not good. It is, lads, it's really racist.
Yeah.
Like,
it was basically racist Doom, wasn't it?
It was basically racist Duke Nukem is what it was.
Wow.
It would, lads, and because I'm pretty sure I sent this to both of you, but at the point where I fired a missile and it exploded, and the dude goes, "Oh, just like Hiroshima," you're like, "Fucking hell, that's not okay, not even a little bit." Thankfully, the game didn't last very long, so I finished that and then moved on to Shadow Warrior 1, so the 2013 remake, which I don't think I enjoyed it as much as you did.
Yeah.
I think the fighting, the sword fighting, the gunplay, and that was fine. I thought the comedy was okay, but I thought it was overlong and tedious towards the end.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
There's that one particular fucking enemy in it that just takes so long to get rid of.
Which one?
I've forgotten what they're called. They're the big fuckers you have to shoot their back.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they were a piece of piss when you had the Uzis. Double
Uzis.
They were a pain in the arse, especially when you got two roll up at the same time.
There was at least one point where there's two. Berserkers, that's the one. And it was just it was boring. It wasn't a bad fight. It wasn't a pain in the ass. They weren't difficult to beat. They were just boring, mate.
Yeah, it was just standard trope though, weren't they?
It was. And I am a little bit forgiving of it. Obviously, it's a 2013 game. All games were like this in 2013. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get me convinced that your game's good just because it's 7 years old and does the same shit as all the other 7-year-old games does. I did laugh way too loud at some of the, again, really quite racist jokes. the little light thing from 2001 that says "Hello Dave" on it.
Yeah. Hello, Dave.
Hello Dave. Boys,
Yeah,
I
that's
fell off
funny.
my fucking chair. I was laughing so hard. I'm definitely going to hell. It's all good. But yeah, it was okay. It was tedious and everything fucking done in threes. And yeah, when it got to a point where it just felt like you were going through corridors for too long. I'm like, I've had enough, and they all look the same. And again, this is 2013. All games done that, but I ain't got time or patience for it. Not bad, but just not the best game I played. And then obviously we had the Shadow Warrior 2 saga, which was interesting.
Yeah.
I thought the game was fucking great. I thought it was hilarious. I had such a fun time with it, but it was the moment where we accidentally finished it, which I thought was quite funny.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was before that, wasn't it? So I jumped on and said, look, I'm just doing the story. I don't give a fuck about side missions and all that. So if you guys, I don't know where you are or if you want to carry on playing the game, but obviously we've done it in co-op. If you want to come join me, I'm just going to bang through the story and see what happens. So you did, didn't you? Both of you came and joined me.
Yep.
And we bashed through the story pretty quick. John left, and then Lee and I done another mission. And got to the end of that mission, went, right, I'm going to bed. That's a good point to turn it off, and we'll come back to it tomorrow. Turned out you were at that same mission in your game, weren't you?
Yep.
So you then went and done that. Then you guys joined my game the night after I'd done I think one extra mission, and then you guys joined me in what turned out to be the final mission, which we didn't realise. So we ended up going back into your game to get you back up to that point.
I just had to do that because I thought my save had gone fucked up and I'd started from the start again. But I just thought I got a bit confused for some reason.
It was brilliant because we came to my game, finished my game, then hopped back into your game and finished your game. I'd never finished a game twice in one night.
Well, now you have.
Now I have. But it was actually Shadow Warrior 2 was a lot of fun. I think the best way to describe it would be refined from the two previous games in its series.
Yeah, agreed. It was definitely more fun. The weapons and everything made it a lot more entertaining.
Yes. So this is about the point. So that was 2018, 2017. I can't remember. But this is when like Devolver Digital started to get known for their really fun, silly games. So Shadow Warrior 2 definitely fit into that, and I'm really looking forward to number 3, hoping that it comes to console and hoping that we can play through it in co-op again, because that was a shitload of fun.
Yeah, hoping.
The only other game I've played that wasn't John's co-op game was I played Little Hope. So the Man of Medan follow-on, the second game in the Dark Pictures anthology, which is it's very, very reminiscent of Silent Hill. It's got a very Silent Hill feeling all the way through it, right up until the end. In fact, when you get the big, in quotes, twist. It is I'm not going to spoil it. It's you play a selection of people who have to walk around the town and figure out how they get out of the town, because it's very Blair Witch-like in its time looping, and run down a road and you come straight back down the road again because you can't get out because apparently the fog won't let you. Hi, Silent Hill. You just have to kind of play out the story, same as you do in Man of Medan, same as you do in Until Dawn. You've got decisions to make. Those decisions will affect how your game plays out. But the joy of these games for me is just seeing the story play. It is really fucking scary. Like, I jumped quite a bit, and I played the whole thing in one sitting with our mate Paddy, So we played it in co-op, and he was yelping down the fucking mic at me.
Yeah, he was.
Absolutely shitting his pants as well. So I think that gives you a good idea of how scary this game is. If a couple of guys like me and Paddy, who are pretty bulletproof when it comes to most horror stuff, we jumped a lot. Really enjoyed it. A big step up from Man of Medan. I loved Man of Medan, but it's a big step up from Man of Medan, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing where House of Ash goes from there. Yeah, really enjoyed it.
Good. I'm glad you did, because I knew you got high hopes for it. And I've seen a lot of talk on the internet, and people were saying the same thing. They were really enjoying it.
Horror's so weird. Obviously, not everybody likes horror, and that's fine. And horror is like comedy. It's what you find scary doesn't necessarily scare me. What I find funny, you won't laugh at. It's one of those subjective genres that can be so tough to make a game for or make a good film for. And I actually think Little Hope does a decent job. I would say it probably would satisfy 90% of horror fans, no matter what kind of horror you like, because it's got a little bit of everything.
Those jump scares are fucking awesome.
The jump scares were great. They were really good. Even, I think it was about 2 hours in, so I think it took me and Paddy, 4.5 hours to finish it. And about 2 hours in, the big jump mechanic that would further the story stopped getting me, but then other things started happening that did make me jump. It's a really good horror game, which I think is something quite hard to do. I don't generally like many horror games because some of them could just be a bit wank. But yeah, I really liked it, and I'm really looking forward to the next one, because the next one is going to be really scary just looking at the trailer.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. And I look forward to hearing about your next one.
Come join me.
No chance. No chance. Unless I happen to be in the area near your house, no chance.
Yeah, come
I
down.
would probably sit in a room and watch somebody play it, but there's absolutely no fucking way in hell I would ever play it. No way. I started that Resident Evil Biohazard for a quest the other day to get one of those Microsoft Rewards quests.
Yeah.
And I played that. I got into the house at the start of the game.
Yep.
I went up the stairs, and I was like, no, I don't like this. This is too creepy, and I just don't like the feel of it. And like, you know, when you open the doors and they open slowly and it creaks and you don't get, I was like, no, I don't like this. It's going.
And you just know one of those doors.
2 achievements, and I didn't get the reward quest either.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, you fuck. No, I'm not playing that shit. No way. So there's nothing. If I can't play that, even though there wasn't anything to be scared of.
To be fair, Resident Evil 7 is one of the scariest games I've played, and the atmosphere and build up in it. The atmosphere and build up in it is super scary. So even before anything's happened, you're on the edge of your seat. For a non-horror person to play that, I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, I similar experience to Lee in that I was literally playing it for. I think it was literally like launch day. I was playing it. I thought, you know what? I'm going to try and power through this. I got as far as the house. I got as far as walking through a room slowly, looking at stuff, and then seeing a dude walk past the door frame and going, "Yeah, I'm done from now."
Yeah.
Because there's just like, it's just like I just like looking at that and going, I'm not alone in this house, and I don't feel like I want to be playing this anymore. And then that was it.
I fucking love Resi 7. I can't wait for number 8. Village is going to be so scary.
Yeah, I'll be giving that a miss.
Fair enough. So then, John, do you want to tell us about your co-op game for the month?
So, the co-op game for the month, the penultimate month worth of co-op games that we're playing, we played Among Us, which is the in-space task simulator game stroke
Stroke murder simulator. Stroke
murder
whodunit.
simulator. Yeah, Cluedo, murder simulator, The Thing. What else would it fit under? Basically, it's the game that everyone has been playing for the past like 5 months, just because it kind of got really popular with streamers. But it's a 10-player online game where the idea is for 8 of the people, 9, depending on how many you're playing with imposters, to go around trying to fix everything that's gone wrong on the ship, space station, or, well, meteor that you're on. Giant rock in space.
Yes.
To try and fix everything that's gone wrong. Meanwhile, there is a imposter in the crew who is trying to, well, prevent that from happening. They're not interested in everything being fixed. They're trying to kill everyone. So we played with it was myself, Brooks, Lee. Lee brought 2, Brooks brought 2, and then I brought the rest. And we played over the 2 nights, and it was a laugh. To the point where one of Brooker's guests was somewhat upset the following day at work, thinking that someone didn't like him.
That was quite funny.
When in reality, I don't think Dunny is actually capable of liking or disliking anyone.
I'm sure.
Oh, that's a shame.
Or just disliking anyone.
I
That's just
don't.
Dunny's character.
I don't think Kane actually thought that Dunny hated him. He just thought he had something against him because he was always like, "It was Kane," when actually mostly it was Dunny.
Yeah.
And it was always Kane.
It still is always Kane, and will always be Kane.
I thought it was just, to be fair, there was a good few times when people were getting disconnected and AD got banned for hacking multiple times.
Yeah.
The dude was using a hacked install of Among Us.
And he didn't even know, supposedly. But his son,
Bullshit.
yeah, exactly. So his son's obviously been hacking it because he's a teenager and all those wankers do that shit now.
I don't understand why you would hack a game like Among Us.
I don't know either. So yeah.
Yeah, AD got imposter a lot, and also had different sets of rules to everyone else. So he was running around with 15-second kill countdown timers, whereas everyone else was on 30 seconds when they were playing. So he was running around murdering people faster than anyone else could. And no one was able to work it out. But as a whole, I enjoyed it. I like playing the main first map that everyone was on, until everyone learnt that, because we did that on night 1, playing with the full 10. It's a good barrel of laughs, blaming people for the sake of blaming people, Lee.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we moved on to night 2, and sadly 2 people couldn't make the second night for whatever reasons it was, so it was just the 8 of us playing. It was still a good barrel of laughs. Played on the other 2 maps. It was quite fun learning the 2 other maps because I had never played on them before myself.
No, me neither.
No, me neither.
Funny then. Yeah. And the highlight of the night was when Brooker said it was Kane as he got disconnected, and it turned out to be Kane.
No, I thought the highlight of the night was when I got to be imposter and I got annoyed with Kane following me around, so I just stabbed him in front of everyone.
I thought the highlight of the night was me killing someone in front of everybody and getting away with it.
Yeah, you did.
And then doing it on the next match and getting away with it again.
See, I still call bullshit. I saw you do it in the first one, and I fucking called you out, and no bastard believed me.
You know why? If you watch back to the video, the reason why is because you called me out before anything had even happened. So people just thought you were carrying on with the same shit.
Yeah.
Whereas if you hadn't called me out at the start and then said, I seen him do it, it was Lee, I was out of the menu or whatever, I think you'd have pegged it.
No, that was the second
Yeah.
kill, that video, wasn't it?
No, that was the first kill.
Oh, see, I knew the fucking first kill was Lee because I called him out on it the second I saw him do it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, but
that's
the
it.
problem
But
is that
before,
the first
before
kill
I'd done it,
you were
you'd already
calling
called
Lee
it out.
out. You'd said that the one who's we're all in here together. The one who's left is going to be the imposter. Oh, look, it's Lee. And then Lee ran back in, murdered Ben
Yeah.
as I came out of the fucking menu. So I had a big old. I don't even know what it was that I was looking at. Just covering my entire screen, so I had no chance of seeing it. Come out of that, and there's just a corpse.
That was classic.
It was proper instantly. Like I watched the video back, and there's a dead body, and then instantly is when I move and react to it. So it was by far the greatest timing I've ever seen of a kill. For no one to be able to report it, especially Brooker, who apparently saw it.
Brooker did see it. I know he seen it because he didn't even move. He just stood staring. But obviously, yeah, like I said, because he'd put that whole Kane blame into the pack before I'd actually done anything. People probably didn't take it on face value that I'd done it. But then that was the fun of it, wasn't it? And that's kind of the fun of trying to just trick other people and do funny things. I actually preferred the one on the second match.
Yeah.
Because I'm guessing because no one thought I'd be stupid enough to do the same thing twice.
Yeah, the proper copycat killer.
And that's it. I was just shouting as fucking. I was, screaming blue murder that someone's copying my fucking ace kill and all that stuff. And someone did. It was me. So that really tickled me. But I didn't get to be the imposter. I think I only got to be the imposter twice, and both times were with Nate. But that's just the luck of the draw, isn't it?
Yeah. I think I got to be imposter once on the first night and 3 times on the second night. I think I even won one on the second night. I was quite chuffed.
Yeah, we had some good games. I enjoyed it. It's a good laugh if you can get people together.
Yeah.
And a few of my other friends do quite often go and play it, but they only play on text chat, which I find particularly annoying. It's much easier on a proper chat.
Yeah, I'm not doing that on text chat.
Over a call. Text chat is entertaining, but it's just annoying.
The text chat is very easy to break. All you have to do is just to say you saw X kill or X vent, and everyone just jumps on it immediately.
You miss all the quality jokes and the inflection and the tone and stuff, as well. You miss all of that. Well, that's kind of a double-edged sword, though, because you don't get any of that either, which can probably be helpful to if you were trying to persuade people one way or the other.
Yeah.
But depending on what you write, but then, yeah, it's one of those, isn't it?
It's an odd one when you're in a game with a group, and for me specifically, it was weird because I would get voted out if I spoke too much, and then conversely got voted out because I decided to remain quiet. Every time that I got voted out, I'm pretty sure I was crewmate. I think I only got voted out maybe at most once when I was the imposter. And a lot of those times that I got voted out as crewmate was because Lee decided to just say, yeah, it's John.
I was surprised how many times people decided to follow my advice when all I ever did was just call somebody out without any evidence every single time I had an opportunity to, just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
I just like to do that. I think it's funny.
I think that was the reason why Dunny didn't come back the second day.
Oh, really? Was he too serious then?
I think that's because he claimed it was that he forgot to fire it up, but then he could have just turned up later on, but didn't. Yeah, I think he wanted it to be played more seriously than what it was, and I will admit was somewhat disappointed it didn't end up being a bit more serious than what we were playing. But at the same time, I think
I
he's
thought it
got.
was perfectly serious.
It
I
was.
don't understand. This is the thing, isn't it? You just want to get people. You just want to get people voted out. That's the whole point.
Yeah, but it's. I think he wanted it to be a bit more. If he was playing as crewmate, he wanted the crewmates to actually be trying to work out who's the imposter, as opposed to just picking people at random almost. Or in your case, just going after him. Or whoever you decided was the one that you wanted. But it was he's played a couple of games with his cousin who is a Twitch streamer. He's not a very good Twitch streamer, but he is a Twitch streamer.
Mate, fucking everybody's a pissing Twitch streamer now.
Yeah. But he's I think he was hoping that it was going to be more serious than what it was.
Like, I could tell that he wanted it more serious from a few of his conversations about who did what, and that's fine that you wanted to do that. There was nothing. If people wanted to take that route into, correct conversation to find out who the imposter was, there was nothing stopping him from leading said conversation.
If he wanted to play more seriously, then he should have been more willing to accept the fact that some of the guys we were playing with, it was their first time playing it to start with.
And none of us are ever particularly fucking
I don't know
serious.
I don't do serious.
You
No.
fucking dickhead, Donny.
I've never been serious about anything in my life, almost. But it was to try and expect a group of people who've never played together before in any kind of way, especially people playing a game they've not played before, on varying positions, varying devices to be playing it on. Like, we've got phone users and PC users on it at the same time, and a hacked phone user playing it.
Oh, he'd have fucking gone mental on day 2, wouldn't he? When me and 2 of my workmates turned up all with the same name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dads.
But he was not. I think his problem was that it just wasn't going seriously enough for his liking, and I think that's more on him than everyone else, which is...
Yeah, I mean, everybody each to their own, isn't it? It was the same thing. I know most of us, or at least a lot of us, played games just for the crack of it and just for a laugh. And, you get together and you have a bit of a chit, you just take the piss out of each other and do stuff like that. I mean,
yeah. If we were all playing for the specific goal of being serious about it, maintaining complete radio silence outside of meetings, working together and actually putting a conversation forward of trying to work out who's the murderer in any given moment. And the biggest point of this would be actually knowing the map and how the game works in terms of, you only get this number of long tasks, so therefore you must be lying about the tasks you're doing.
Mm.
But it's not just about that. Sometimes it really is as simple as you need to try and throw the blame at someone because, for instance, Brooker murdered someone, went to leave the room, someone then came into the room, so reported the body. I think AD also had done the same, and for AD it actually fucking worked and got Lee booted out, even though Lee walked into the room. Because for some reason people just accepted the fact that AD was telling the truth, even though he wasn't. And it was quite sad, actually, because I saw the murder happen and you walk around the corner. I was
for me, that was all part of the fun of it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the first night with Dunny as well. So, I preferred the second night because the maps were different and that was new, and it felt like it was new for everybody then.
Yeah.
So everybody was kind of a bit more on an even playing field, and I liked that.
Yeah, I'd agree with that 100%.
Yeah, and obviously I got those 2 tight kills, which is super funny for me.
I was really impressed that you managed to get imposter, but not just you getting imposter twice in a row. You and Nate.
Yeah, me and Nate got it twice in a row. That was really helpful for the second one because no one would have suspected that we'd both peg it on the second match too.
No, I never would have. I would as we saw, the fact that you won twice in a row, 0% chance anyone was going to realise that it was both of you twice.
Yeah,
in a row.
I mean, I've seen it happen on those first few games I ever played with you. You were literally fucking imposter every match.
Yeah, but that happens. Well, you can get they've got a weird. It's not completely random. It seems to be that if you get imposter in your first 3 games, you're likely to get it for the large portion of that time you're on that server. So it's kind of weird. But to get it the same 2 people twice in a row, and I'm kind of disappointed that you managed to get that second kill. And me to not realize it was you, but it was just from my perspective. I'm guessing it was just ping on the server. It looked like someone else had clearly murdered them and walked off. You weren't even near the body when it died for me.
Oh, right.
So.
Yeah, see, the second one, it 100% looked like Andy from when I was watching it.
Yeah, same, 100%. It looked like Andy from the ping. That was another thing I think that AD had in advantage was I think his hack was that he had the long distance for kills instead of being short. Because there's a number of times he killed me when we weren't even remotely close to each other.
See, I was quite happy once I discovered the keyboard shortcut for killing, and I just pegged it past people and killed them as I ran. It was great.
Once you've found all of the keyboard shortcuts, like killing, opening up the map. So it's it is quite good to be able to go around without having to touch the mouse. Well, apart from trying to do the tasks. But as the imposter, you don't need to worry about that stuff. So
no.
The hardest part of that game is getting a big enough group together, because I don't think I would find it enjoyable playing it with in fact, I know that I don't find it enjoyable playing with randoms.
Oh, I can't play with. I wouldn't be able to play that with randoms. I wouldn't be able to say half the shit that comes out of my mouth playing with randoms.
No. I've played with randoms. I've played a lot of servers with randoms, and I've played a lot of really shit games with randoms, especially ones where it's people playing with others that are in Discord chat together, or even worse, the same person using 2 devices.
Nice.
Why?
Oh, because if they play with multiple devices, then they're more likely to get imposter or know who the imposter is really easily, and then use that to their advantage. So I don't understand why people want to try and win that badly.
Is there there's no any reward whatsoever for winning? No.
There's. It's not like playing, say, Fall Guys, where winning actually rewards you with something. There's no content that you get for winning. There's no. Well, there is stat tracking, but it's Among Us stat tracking. It's a game based entirely on luck rather than skill in any kind of way.
Not necessarily.
Okay, there is an element to skill in that you need to be able to work out where it is that you need to get your kills.
And lie
about it. But there is a massive luck element in that, okay, yeah, I could probably get a kill here, but what if someone decides to walk around this corner? For instance, massive hilarious luck about it. I killed someone and vented as the next person to enter the room was the other imposter, followed by someone else. So they got the blame and vent and spaced because of that for my kill. But I was completely different location because I vented. So that is Among Us.
It took me a while to realise that your kill countdown doesn't go down while you vented.
No,
if you've got... I think it's crashed. I'm on 8 seconds still.
It's not just venting. It's anytime you've got a display up as well. So apart from the map,
right? Okay.
When you sabotage. So if you go into, say, security cams, it will stop the countdown timer while you're on cams. Right. So it's kind of you have to stand next to the cams to make it seem like you're actually on them when you're not, and hope that person who comes in behind you doesn't actually look to see if the cameras are active.
Yeah. Okay.
Or flick on and off of them constantly to get the countdown timer to go down.
I think that the imposter should be able to do the tasks.
I kind of think that as well, because at one point I was like, shit, if I get asked what was I doing, this is a map I've got no idea. I'm just going to have to guess and say rocks.
So the imposter has a list of tasks.
Yeah, they have a list, but you can't do them.
Well, no, you can't do the tasks, but you can lie and say which ones you're doing by going to said tasks.
Yeah.
Assuming
Which
you know
is
where they
fine,
are.
providing they've not
Well-
got that task completion bar on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
But all
why
in all, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good couple of nights.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
yeah, and I think I'd love to play it again, but the odds of us getting another 10 together can, well, I say that we could probably get another 10 together quite relatively easily. There's
But
maybe,
I don't think it'd take much effort. To be fair, there's you know, I know a few people
I
that
know
would
3
want
or
to play.
4, yeah. So
yeah, I know a collection of people to try and get together. I mean, Nate wasn't even on my list of people that I'd asked, and he found out on the Friday beforehand when Brooker, was it the Friday or the Saturday? I can't remember which, when you posted in the Discord about
Yeah.
it. Like until that point, I hadn't mentioned it to him. But yeah, Nate's usually quite reliable to play a game with because he doesn't do a lot in the evenings because he works usually AM shifts and has his daughter.
he's
Ben
a good
doesn't.
kill partner too.
Well, he doesn't actually do any killing apparently, as proven. Well, I think when he was your kill partner, I think he got
On the first match, I think it was 1, and
yeah
then
he
on the
got
second
one
match, I
kill
think it did
total
more.
and still won because he got that one kill, and I blamed 80, which was fair because 80 lied about where he was.
That's true.
If he hadn't lied about where he was, then I might have suspected Nate. But him saying that he was with me and Brooker when he wasn't kind of just made me think it's definitely him. But although I should have just guessed it was Nate based on the fact that you were blaming 80 and you were the other imposter. But that's neither here nor there.
No one likes a Monday morning quarterback.
What if your
Yeah.
game's on the Monday Night Football?
No one likes a Tuesday morning quarterback. Or a smart ass.
No.
Is that it then? We all done?
I believe so.
Cool. Yeah, it's been 2 hours. Let's wrap it up. All right then. So that's us. Lee, where can people find you, buddy? Until the next episode.
So I am Pyro Loveridge, pretty much anywhere, and I'm also part of the Character Unlock team.
Yes, you are. And John, where can people find you?
I am the John_CU on Twitter and on Xbox Live. I'm Long Dong Silver.
Cool. And I am Brooker411 on Twitter, which is pretty much the only place worth following me on. And as a group, as a team, as a podcast, we are at Character Unlock on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Instagram, and wherever you happen to be listening to this podcast. Yeah, I think that's us all done then, boys. So, thanks for listening, everybody. Another 2-hour-ish episode. Yeah, it's time to say goodbye. Say goodnight, guys.
Good night.
guys.
Good night, boys.
Good night.
Good night.
It was Kane.